These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.
Hello, Megan Thompson with your afternoon update from ABC15 Arizona. America Votes 2024, it is a pivotal day in the race for the White House as President Joe Biden and former President Donald Trump will hit the debate stage for the first time in 4 years. Big topics expected to include abortion rights, the border, and the economy. National polls show a virtual tie, with many saying they are not happy with either candidate.
At this juncture, they both had 4 years, and I'm just 8 years more frustrated than I was before. I wish we had a candidate that had more of a middle of life and middle of the road perspective. And I'm very uncomfortable right now with either choice.
Biden and Trump will stand 8 feet apart for 90 minutes with no audience in the Atlanta studio, and mics will be muted unless it's their turn to speak. Continuing the fight against fentanyl, the drug impacting people in all walks of life. Unfortunately, that does include schools. That's why the Arizona Department of Education is creating a task force to try and find some solutions. ABC 15's Amelia Fabiano has more.
A state task force met for the first time this week to discuss combating the fentanyl crisis in our Arizona schools. I'm ABC 15's Amelia Fabiano. One thing they're talking about is getting Narcan into every single school in Arizona if possible. For those who aren't familiar, Narcan or naloxone is an opioid overdose reversal drug. And State Superintendent Tom Horn believes every school should have this on hand in case a student is overdosing. Well, I recently spoke with one Valley recovery expert who says she agrees.
A lot of this is going to start in the home and having to accept that this is where we are in society.
Brittany Sunbury is a nurse practitioner with Scottsdale Recovery Center. She couldn't stress to me enough how important she thinks this push is to have opioid reversal drugs in Arizona schools.
Most of the overdoses, they don't know that they're taking fentanyl, right? That's not how it was portrayed to them.
This week, the School Training Overdose Preparedness and Intelligence Task Force, or STOP IT, presented how they plan to tackle that and educating parents, teachers, and students more on the dangers of fentanyl in general.
All of this is going to be evidence-based, well-structured.
The task force is divided into 4 subcommittees that have a variety of people on them. The first subcommittee is focused on building a survey to give out to local superintendents in the coming weeks. The second group focuses on best practices for staff and student training.
As of right now, there's nothing coming down as a standardized curriculum from the state. What we want to do is increase the number of students who receive opioid recognition, overdose, and reversal education. Increase the availability of naloxone per student in school.
The third group is focused on policy.
We will be working on a standing order to administer language, and we're working with DHS on that, and then also to create a draft of naloxone policy and protocol based on the epinephrine policy and protocol for DHS and ADA for their consideration.
And the final subcommittee is focused on how to overcome barriers with naloxone, how schools can obtain it, distribute it, and fund it. State Superintendent Tom Horn, though, saying this week that shouldn't be an issue.
Narcan treatment, which saves lives, is $40. So if we find ways to fund it, great. If not, the schools can certainly afford it.
And Sunbury agrees. She believes parents can even come together to support their children's schools to have life-saving doses on hand.
We have a responsibility to protect our children.
The task force plans to meet up monthly, and they're hoping to get a final product, a final program to the Department of Education here in Arizona by the end of the year for review, and they're hoping it can be used in Arizona schools at the start of next year. Reporting in downtown Phoenix, Amelia Fabiano, ABC 15 Arizona.
Scorching hot conditions, they're going to continue. I'm meteorologist Iris Hermosillo as we talk about that most accurate forecast. After reaching a high of 111 yesterday, we're going to make a run for that 112 mark again today, with Phoenix reaching 112. Hotter in Gila Bend and in Yuma today. Yuma up to 110, 113 out at Lake Havasu. And in northern Arizona, it's 80s to 90s again with more storms up there. But the storm chances clearing out of the valley as we start to lose some of that moisture. Now, our muggy meter will show you that our dew points are going to fall. I think they're going to hover in the low to mid 50s today. Still a bit of humidity in the air, but overall not as uncomfortable as it's been the last couple days, and that will also limit that storm threat. So no storm chances for the valley today, rather mostly sunny skies. Better storm chances for northern and eastern Arizona this afternoon. Drier to start the weekend too, but those storm chances, they'll be back in the valley starting on Sunday. Temperatures in the meantime topping 110 every afternoon through early next week.
We will have another update for you tonight. Until then, get the latest news, weather, and traffic at abc15.com, or you can download the free ABC 15 mobile app.
These latest headlines from ABC15 are sponsored by Lerner and Rowe Injury Attorneys. One call, that's all.